reconnect. It just dumped me and said reconnecting again. Are you still there?
You me?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, well, because I lost you before. So, and this is what they do. I go crazy because I don't know what's happening, and I'm in control. Are you see me, client Tarn?
I see you, but you're not live, so you're done.
What do you mean you see me, but I'm not live?
You're not live because you're not live. Like what to say? I see the old.
Oh, she sees the old video, not the new one.
The new one, but it's not but not the recent now, not this now. Not live, you know what I mean? The live is done.
But is there a new live?
Yes.
Okay, she's seeing a new live. Are you still there, Clive?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, you should see me right here, baby. Come look. Bring your phone. Bring your phone. Bring your phone. Okay, so why can she see me and you can't? And look, Tarn. There's 0 watchers and 0. Give a thumbs up. Can you give a thumbs up? What is this? No, this is the video here. You should be seeing this. That's the old one. That's the old one. Look, this one's called Test Run 2.
No, I did not see Test Run 2.
Okay, can you go to this or find it again? So she can't find it now either.
It didn't show.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
She's got it. She's got it. So is it delaying playing or what? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Let me turn the camera around so I can record what she's doing. Okay. Let me turn the camera around so I can record what she's doing. Okay, now she has it. Now on the camera, on the video, it does not have a person up at the top. It says live, 2 minutes, 35 seconds. Now she's there. Now, isn't that amazing? Is that the delay in this system? Oh, fuck! Did you see that? Look.
Yes, because I didn't watch anymore.
Okay, so
I watched 1 second, then
turned it off. Okay, turn it back on.
Then the sound will be just.
Oh, turn your sound down. There you go. Okay, so right now she just turned it back on. If there's a delay going around the world on the internet, she's not showing. You can verify that there's nobody watching, right? Mm-hmm. And this becomes a problem with all the YouTube people that are watching. Okay, now she's on there. It took that long for the system to connect and put into real life. 3 minutes and 19 seconds. So you, sir, should be able to do the same thing she's doing, but we're all idiots here, in my opinion.
Well, again, I can see these old videos that you've done, or I can see you've archived this stuff. Test 1, 2, 3, test lost in cyberspace again. Talk to Louis Anthony Ewing, April 19, 2018. And then, like I said, there's the box on the top, and then there's this picture of you and Captain America. Now, if I'm supposed to, and I click on that box, it kind of loads a red line, and then it just stops.
Okay. Where is history, subscriptions, watch my videos? It's under my videos, I assume. Play all. No, I'm lost now. I don't know where I'm at.
Your stuff's under. Yeah, it shows here is you've got an uploads section on your YouTube channel here from the stuff that you've created.
Okay, so but that should be in subscriptions. No, see, I can't even find what you're finding now, and I'm trying to video record it, and that could be user error, or why did I find it before, and why did she find it? Okay, so let's go back to if we can, inbox. In preparation for tomorrow's call, I want to give a legal response that I am administering the trust to the best of my ability. Did she word this, or did she hire a lawyer? And if she has a lawyer, do I have the right to know? If she's represented by
Right, sir.
counsel and I'm not, that is definitely a conflict of interest in my opinion.
All right. Yes. So that's from her email earlier today.
I see 4:31 a.m. You probably see something different.
No, I see 4:31 a.m.
Okay, is that her time?
I assume that was your time because it's showing Wednesday, August 15th, and it's Tuesday, August 14th here. So that was 4:13 or 4:31 a.m. your time.
Okay, and it's sent Marcia Montag to me, M. Montag. Now, is that Michael or is that Jonathan? Let's see. That's her, so she's sending it to herself.
Yeah, she CC'd herself and she CC'd Jonathan.
Okay, and I have issues about how to do that with my computer because I've stopped doing that. Oh, fuck. Where did it go? I've stopped doing that. It just disappeared. And did I do that, or did they take it off my screen?
Well, or sometimes, yeah, sometimes you just lose your internet connection. Once in a while I have email just locks up or shuts down, right? So you just have to go back into your email and bring it back up.
I'm videoing this still, and they're all results. 9/12. So now it's showing 9. Oh, okay, there it is. I guess I sent something at 9/12 out. Okay, so I'm back to it. I have it again. Okay. So in preparation for tomorrow's call, I want to give a legal response that I am administering the trust to the best of my. We talked about that. Now she says the black pages were pink sheets when copied. Now I believe the black sheets are no longer black. If I go to, I have to.
Attachments that are at the bottom.
Yeah, see, I have to open that up. So let's go back to where was I before. And if you can stay with me, I appreciate it. And if not, I will explain whatever it takes. Yeah, she copies the May 12th email, and here she has from Marcia Montag to Steve Wilner. She put it to Sasi Uthai and Peter Bauer at an Asian law firm. So if our earlier statement is correct, and she does it for privacy reasons, she has now broken all the privacy things, and we all make mistakes. So she can tell the court about the conflict of interest and the privacy, and have I been damaged, yes or no? Because she scares off, that the other thought that is really, really big, and before I forget it, I had one meeting with David Dolan. He was doing my taxes. It was very efficient. We had one meeting. We sat down together, and either he quit or I fired him in that meeting. And ever since then, I've been without an accountant. And she is an accountant. And so my thought this morning was, let's call David Dolan. He's an honest guy. He's as honest as the day is long. He manipulates the rules and regulations to his client's benefit, but I don't think he does anything illegal. And he has got me to, and I gave him that power of attorney came out last night. Jonathan Allen has a power of attorney to represent me with the IRS. But that appears to be lost or gone, and I have to remember that, because right now my brain's off to the races. When we get in this 1 hour conversation that's going to be over before we even begin, I'm gonna have to ask her where that document is, and the documents that her firm has prepared with her people, and that's my issue, is are all fucked up. Starting with the engagement letter with somebody else's name and everything else since day one. So,
okay, but this is where you take another. So in my mind, you've taken another leap into a whole separate subject about a whole separate set of things. You were talking about the fact that these people from STLO Asia were copied on here, and then that triggered a whole bunch of responses from you. But I'm trying to understand who these people are and why. What's the concern with them?
it's the same thing you just described in my mind. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's the same thing you described. Sasi, it took me about 3 or 4 calls to the firm. She is a lawyer, and she is, I think, a Thai lawyer, and this is where my memory fails me. And then she works with this American attorney, Peter, and or he is an accountant. I think he might be an accountant and not the... She's the lawyer, he's the accountant. And this is where if I'm getting gaslighted by Marcia Montag, these people pop up on my computer, I contact them, and then it just goes to prove whatever she's trying to prove, that I can't do what she says. So...
Okay, but why... But why did... why did she send this to and also CC... why did she send this to Sasi and why did she CC Peter at the time she sent it to you?
That's a good question.
Well, where do they fit into the big picture here?
That's a good question. Let's see. So I wrote her on May 6th. She writes me back on May 12th.
Okay, that's why she CC'd them, because your email to her below this from Steve Wilner on May the 6th to Sasi CC, and you CC'd Marcia on that email. Okay, got it.
But
okay.
let's continue that, because this is what I was telling you about Tarn and the Airbnb. I also CC'd caseworker Harris at harris.senate.gov. So Marcia Montag, in a recorded call, I want to know why you eliminated her, and are you covering up to protect me? I don't want to be protected. You have a job, you're not doing it, and I don't... Oh, let's see. Oh, and this comes in April, May. So this is after Jonathan Allen on April 2nd did not file the response for the... Oh, you can't see. You can't see this. Or no, you can. You can. You can. Supposed to be a 2015 deficiency. I think that I have deductions that are offset. I'm doing the same thing Marcia Wilner does. So I think I have deductions that are offset what they are showing, but having issues with a fiance visa, and now want any type of visa for my Thai wife. And this is still occurring today when she eliminates caseworker Harris and my contact for when I'm trying to prove what the government is doing to me, and I'm willing to go to the embassy and die for this. And Tarn got so upset last night. She was all fucked up. It fucked up her whole fucking thing. She's calling me, she wants a strong man. She's very concerned that I'm going to kill myself and leave her alone. And whatever else she was doing, she was upset. Our fighting has gotten much better. Our goal is only the same, to be happy and together. If Marcia Montag took the same attitude as Tarn, and then we could go into this other document. The other document has questions on that. So bring me back to where we go, because that's what you want to do. Sorry.
No, okay. Well, we're just confirming that what you have is what I see is what you see. So yeah, there's at the highest level, there's the May 12th email from Marcy that looks like it is a response to your May 6th email that you CC'd her on, and it sounds in general like she was trying to fill in, at least in her opinion, fill in the gaps or tell a bit of her side of the story about what the background is here in terms of, this trust and her role in that. And then below your May 6th email is a May 4th email
Maybe okay on.
From Shotzi.
Yes, and this is where these guys are playing this illegal game and busting my balls.
Okay.
Because that's the same thing you're talking about. And then the art of concentration is the art of observation. As my statement, and I want to know. I've lost my signature in my emails now too. It's gone. I don't know if I took it out or where it went. And we can get into all that too. But that's gone. So here is. Oh no! After the fact, this is another law firm that has. If Jonathan Allen is so fucking good, why does she charge so much more? I could pay these people a lot less to get it done, and she hasn't done anything.
Yeah. So you had sent an inquiry to this law firm, and they replied. Sassy replied to you on May the 4th. Then you replied to her on May the 6th, included Marcia and Jonathan. And then Marcy replied to you and to Sassy to give her summary of, I think, what the financial issues are. And then there's the August 15th email from this morning, and then yours. Okay, so that's your plus two. Again, but remember, we're back here confirming if I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. And then there's two attachments.
Yes. Okay, but here it says there are time limits and issues. This is yeah. I have a filing with the U.S. Tax Court that is messed up. Supposed to be for a 20. Oh, so when I filed, this is the government. We took out the government. Why? And I sent to the tax court for 2015, and they put all the prior years in my open tax court case with the government. And if it is a conspiracy and a conspiracy theory, they have now covered their ass and will claim they have to fix it. But I have complied timely and legally with all the things. And that's my sister's. My sister is fucked up. She just does an amended return. So if she's so good, then, and I told her, let's go back to the $1,000, my open case with the IRS that I demanded a meeting, same as we're doing now. We are, I don't know how many years later, I think about 4 years later, I still have an unpaid tax bill. My sister has a responsibility legally and as a CPA to mitigate damages. I told her, if you believe you're right and or just mitigate damages because I want this to go away, pay the $1,000. She refuses to do that. So now I want to hear legally so that I can sue her ass that she says we're not fighting. Bullshit, we're fighting. If you paid it, my problems would be 100% less, and I would be current on my taxes. You're creating more problems for me. And now we can go into the document. That's when I started calling you, because you can help me think through this and fix it. I think, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, we'll do it. Well, again, it's jumping on. I still have a hard time. You know, if I was going to a meeting and how I have bullet lists that says we're doing this, and this. It's like, and then you take it one bullet at a time. That's the way you typically try to move through stuff. Not you jump from one to the other, and then when you go, well, wait a minute, where'd that come from? Well, that's tied to this. Well, okay, I don't know, how is this tied to this? And next thing you know, it's a half-hour explanation, and you burn up all your time, and you haven't made any progress. That's the concern.
Good analysis and recollection. What's the solution? And I'll give it to you right now. Before I won't. A lawyer always knows the answer to the question before he asks it if he's any good. That's another cliche.
Yeah.
That's another cliche.
Yeah.
So the answer is quit or fired. That simple. And then we could go from there. I can solve all my own problems. I may go to jail. I may die. I don't have a fucking problem with that anymore. That's why I want a visa.
So
that's why I want a visa.
Quit or be fired. And she says, I'm willing to quit if I get some legal coverage that I'm not going to get sued later because I gave you all your money and you blew it, and now you come back to the trust and you sue me because I somehow should have known better and protected your interests.
Spot on, and I'm trying to listen more, talk less. You're spot on. So if I can bring you full circle, because I'm still videotaping, what was our completion, in my mind, of the call the other night about the 4-step plan?
Well, the one that she had sent you the general information about what the things or the amount, the monies and the items that were in the trust, so that you guys could generally agree that yes, those are the things that we're dealing with, because you don't want to go through a whole bunch of other work to then find out you disagree about the basic things that are being divided. You know, there may not be, you know, the counting down to the dollar will happen at the last minute, but just in general, you want to know these are the things that are in the trust that have to be divided, and here's the current approximate value of that.
Okay, so now let me bring you back to, if you want the trust dissolved before 2024. No, I don't want the trust dissolved. I want you to quit or be fired. Larry and I have agreed that if you do the following, we will dissolve the trust. And that goes back to the document. She's preparing herself legally,
okay.
And she says in big letters, we're not fighting. That is an absolute lie. I want to put her on the witness stand in a videotape right now and ask her yes or no questions so that I hang her up by the balls, because wherever else she said it, it's all in here. Oh, Dad always said that you can find an attorney to take on any lawsuit. Your continual public and private abuse and attempt to defame my character is not acceptable. If you find that attorney to sue me / or the trust, the Steve Wilner Trust will fund defense of my actions. I agree with our family and friends. You should have enough funds to live out your life. Thanks to Mom, Dad, and Grandpa, you have personal access to most of those assets. They are not in the Steve Wilner Trust. And then we could go into do line by line just like you want to do, because now, going back up, there's additional. The trust owns a condo at number 13 and is managed account with TD Ameritrade. We have to go over all those. Every one of these is a point that I can dispute and argue and prove that she's causing me harm. And all I want is the opportunity now, today. Not May, we're in August. It's not acceptable.
Well, when you say you want to prove that she's doing you harm, so that doesn't speak to the spirit of then trying to settle, get it closed out, and move on.
Okay. So again, answering your question is, it is documented beyond belief that I told her to have her accountant prepare at her own cost, same as she's doing to me. So if it's good for her, it has to be good for me. Have the accountant 4 years ago prepare this non-disclosure agreement. I'll have an accountant or I don't even need one. I mean, I have an attorney or a friend review this and say, we're done. And 4 years ago, I would have had my money, and I already proved with the money that I got that I've doubled it. Now, I haven't executed it yet, but today and last night, they're telling me I can sell this, and I had an offer, a bona fide offer at $200, which I turned down, which is my right. And if we go into a slump and I only get 130 or I only get nothing, if it becomes because it's vacant, it gets nothing, I'm responsible. I say it right now in a recorded call, I will be responsible. Okay, I'm not going to let that happen. I can't even spend $1,000 to fly to Georgia to make my wife happy, but I will. But I can't spend $400 and $200 to live our lives, and we're doing it right now. We just upgraded to this unit. I may have lost $100 or $200 last night, but we're as happy as we can be, and we have more problems. That's life. That's what we talk about. But I'm capable of doing that. I've demonstrated over 4.5 years. We need to end this trust now, today, right now, in this call. And she needs to be a party of it. That's what I told you last night. And now I'll shut the fuck up.
And that can be your starting point in proactive terms to say, so, do do we have a way to be able to close out or distribute this trust now? Is there a way to do this? Do we agree that it would be better for everybody? Again, I think she's going to record saying no, not unless she has some kind of let's say legal coverage. She's worried that she's going to be liable later if you decide to come back and say you shouldn't have given me my money. So you have to sign
in a recorded conversation, agreed. But let's go back and that's what I did this morning. That's what I'm doing, and that's why we hire this professional. And maybe now, and any one of these can do it, but they know that I will challenge them. I will not take what they say as gospel, because in the real estate agent, every one of them has a different opinions. They're all professional. They're all licensed. She's a licensed CPA. When she met with David Dolan, let's get her on a recorded thing to tell me how I was harmed in that meeting, or why David Dolan quit, and what I'm doing illegally, and what the correction is. But now we have more problems, and that's where this lawyer in this email, and I'm going back and around in circles, but he'll file this form, a FBAR, which are going to go away September 27th. So any more delays will increase the damages. If required, this form is $75 each.
Okay, but again, so my point is, if you're going to go down, if the discussion is about damages and you owe me all this other money, essentially, like I'm threatening to sue you, right? Well, then that's a lawyer discussion. That's where the lawyer has to come in and take over.
But
now, if you want to use that as a threat of, we could go here, but I don't want to. If we can agree how to dissolve the trust, then that's a different discussion.
But these are the endless chase my tails that Donald Trump, and ever since January 1st, I'm not playing these games anymore. Just like last night, Airbnb delayed me. They said, "Oh, we're here for 3 hours." Then we get to the 3 hours. Now I have to confer with my colleague. Everybody is afraid, and they have a partner to communicate with to resolve these issues. I don't need a partner. I don't have a partner, and she has a fiduciary responsibility, which she says I'm slamming her, and I'm not. I'll take all of that. Oh, thank you.
You would like to dissolve the trust. How do we get this done?
Back to quit or fired, and here it is again. I'll say it because now we're recording. Okay, so and she needs to be in this call. This is what I've told you. We will send her this tape, and I'll send it to her. Make her stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and she's going to tell you she's not paid. I've told her I'm willing to pay her. I'm willing to pay a professional. She's willing to pay a professional to protect herself, but she's going to claim that we don't need one. She's doing a good enough job. I say lie. I say conflict of interest, and then we could go. That's why I started to go over the document. If you and I spent the time to spend 2 or 3 hours right now to go through this document, I'll line by line item show you where all the problems are and what the answer. I'll give you an answer for everyone, and if I can't, I'll tell you. And she's already stated. She's already stated the other property. Well, she's already stated that is condo number. Well, we don't even know. That's what she says in this letter today. Let me go back, and I can't keep up with this, Clive. It's hurting my head. It's driving me crazy. Where is it at? Right here. Today. Okay. Oh. There is a second trust document that was created to be used as a beneficiary for Dad's IRA. It has the same terms and is easier to read. Where is that document? Why isn't it included? What is it about this property? And that's another open blank check. Either she's protecting me or protecting herself, but I call it, with the big no fight, bullshit. It's a huge fight, and if you can, in your mind, say there's no fight, you're fucking insane. And where's your psychological evaluation? And before I forget this one, where in these documents does she have the, well, she has the right to do whatever she wants. And that goes back to she's already done what she says she can't do. That's the precedent. And I keep fucking repeating myself, and that's where I get frustrated.
Yeah, well, that's again. You're like you're talking about all the emotion of it, and I'm talking about. Are you here to discuss settling it, or are you here to just rant and rave, and then have people sit there for a little bit and say, "See, we can't accomplish anything here today. This isn't going to work. We need to end this meeting now."
And they've already set it up to fail. That's today's world. Let me set your expectations for failure. I don't want to be with anybody that sets my expectations for failure. That's my sister's goal.
Okay. Well, I'm looking here. So there's two attachments in here. There's a IRA document, an IRA trust document, an irrevocable trust agreement for Steve Wilner, son of Melvin Wilner, IRA account only. Because you were asking about where's that document?
Is that the one the Steve IRA trust? Is that what you have open, or you're not opening anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to open that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an old one. That's an old one. That is so outdated, and I think it's been amended like 6 times.
Okay. And then what's this other one here? Let me see what this other one is.
Oh, and then again, Clive. So, page 2 of 26 of what I'm looking at is backwards. And is that the pink page? And why is it in there? And then I could go through each one of these steps. I had some already. That's when I picked up the phone to call you. Oh, income. Steve Wilner shall be entitled during his lifetime to all the net income of the trust in monthly or quarterly installments. The trustee shall have the right to direct or accumulate any income to which he may be entitled, in which case the accumulated income will be added to the principal of the trust. The trustee shall also have the right and power to direct, reinvest non-productive assets of the trust so as to produce income that is reasonable and consistent with the value of the assets. That's where her discretion is. She invested with her friend in a conflict of interest to expedite her thing at 0.4%, and it took her forever to fix that.
Yeah, she put it in some ultra-conservative but low return account.
And when I showed her she could double that with a 5-minute phone call, she refused.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
So, give me my $50,000 or give me your number. And the next step in all of this is, since I am incapable of hiring, and we can go in there, there's a clause in here that gives her the right, so she's abusing her power. Here it is right now, 3.04, principal. The trust may be distributed to Steve Wilner so much of the principal of the trust as in the sole and absolute discretion of the trustee may be necessary, desirable, or appropriate for the health, maintenance, and support of Steve Wilner in reasonable comfort and to maintain his accustomed standard of living at the discretion of the trustee. That is a fighting point, because I have proved that she's not capable of making that decision.
Right, but that's when you have to have a sort of a lawyer or lawyers fight that one out.
And I have done that. I told you, and now because we're recording, I want the whole world to know this. The Jewish attorney in Mission Valley stated this trust should be dissolved. And also, 3.06, what is that all about? Where is that? In 3.05. So, the settler desires, at the trustee discretion, to take full tax advantage of IRS publication 590. So I don't even know what that is. Oh, and then somebody else told me the other day too. Is this true? If I use up all my Social Security funds, then Social Security will stop paying me?
If you use them up, you mean like your total account or total money in your account?
I think that's what she's saying. I don't know.
No, I think what you're allowed to make, if you're on Social Security, you're allowed to make up to like $25,000 a year in income. And after that, for every $2 you make, they reduce your Social Security by $1.
Okay.
So if you had a great year, and if you made $150,000, right? You're gonna get taxed, or you're gonna get reduced. They're gonna call it the tax, but you're gonna lose whatever you were getting on your Social Security for that year, because you can only make up to a certain amount of money while you're on Social Security.
Okay. So that's the same as the earlier part of this conversation. Now we have another sidebar that has to be addressed, but that isn't what she was saying, as I understood it, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, okay.
And then,
but you can't. There's nothing where if you're collecting your Social Security for years and years and years and years, all of a sudden one day you get a notice from the IRS says, "Well, you used up all your money, so you're done." That doesn't work. They'll pay you as long as you live.
That's what I thought, but she said different.
No, they'll pay you as long as you live.
And see, I think I'm smarter than most people, but I would never admit that publicly. But I'll say it. No, I would admit it publicly. Okay. I would admit it publicly. In addition, you're not limiting power. Oh.
So again, going through those, but some of those clauses in there, in terms of what do they mean or how are they being executed. Yeah, if you and her can't come to agreement to that, there's a classic lawyer, interaction thing there. You got to have a lawyer go straighten that kind of stuff out.
Yeah, well, that's what this clause 501 powers of the trustee, and then it gets into irrevocable. But I say this whole document, the whole trust and estate is all illegal too. Upon disclaim. Oh wait. This is the other one. 501. And then it skips pages. So let's see.
As far as the document itself, it's all here. It's just they've got this blank page thing between how it was scanned in, but it goes all the section numbers are all sequential. 606 goes to 607, 607 then to 60. Well, I don't know where. So 608. I don't know where 609, 610, 611, 612. Yeah, okay, they're all sequential. There's just this sort of weird empty page thing between each one of these scans, and then there's a signature page at the end.
Oh, and that's another thing we talked about, the signature pages being what they are. But also, go to 501, please.
Go to 501.
Okay. And it goes on to the second page. It's a long fucking sentence. Okay, so authority discretion. Common law, that's another one of those things that's another conspiracy theory, or all those people. Administrative. Oh, fuck. I touch the screen and it disappears. What did I say, 501?
Yeah, 501.
Okay, on the second page, I don't know what page number it is, where it has 502. Yep. Okay, so employ attorneys, accountants, custodians of the trust assets, other agents or assistants as deemed advisable to act with or without discretionary powers, and compensate them and pay their expenses from income or principal or both. Marcia Montag must first offer Dr. Lawrence Wilner the assumption of the trustee's duties as described above. He may assume the trustee authority or disclaim it. Upon disclaim, Marcia L. Montag may proceed at her discretion. We need legal clarification, because I believe he has disclaimed it. So now she's back in control, but she's complicated that and clouded that by this 4-step agreement, where he has now come back in and made this 4-step plan, and they're ganging up on me. There's a conflict of interest. She does his personal taxes. There's a conflict of interest in the required minimum distribution, and I forgot. I'm so overburdened that I have not taken required minimum distributions because she refuses to communicate, and the tax penalties on that are huge. My $100,000 damages claimed might not be enough. She's a CPA accountant, and she will not have the conference call. And she says every year she gives me, I want. First of all, she gives me a verbal plan of what the annual investment, same as my aunt. I want a written plan that I can take to other advisors and get help, or I can even ask my friends like you, is this agreeable? And here's what I think, and how do we solve that problem? Because we are fighting. If nothing else comes out of this tape, we are fighting. You can send it to her. I'll send it to her. I don't hide anything. She's the one hiding. She's the one running, and she's stating she's done nothing wrong. I'm stating I can make mistakes every day, and I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my life. I want a divorce. I've been divorced by the best, and my life now is, if we're not happy, I'll get divorced from my wife right now, and we can go into prenuptial, because that's in this letter too, where the attorney, again, these attorneys cannot do a prenuptial agreement between these two countries. I think the laws are so fucked up that each one of those things, or it's so complex, they don't even want to touch it. And you have one for $700, and I'll use the same fucking $700 document, just like this piece of shit my dad did, and it will work if we never get into a quote unquote fight.
Yeah, there's still always going to be the ability to go in and fight and say, well, what did that really mean? Or what does that really say? And how does that really apply in this situation? Unfortunately, that's where I say some of these things, if you say, well, I interpret it this way, she interprets that way, well, now you got a thing where you got to go have lawyers go straighten this out.
No, we don't. We can hire a lawyer to give us a legal opinion in writing, and then we can discuss it again, and I've asked her to do that repeatedly. Or my simple solution is, because it's against the law, I know this, to delay, deny, and intentionally interfere. If I get, and these people, all these people on the internet are fighting their own cases. They're saying, fuck you, we don't need lawyers, we're going common law, we want a jury of 12 of our peers, and there's a huge uprising in this country to do that, and it's growing on a daily basis. And Trump is even contributing to it, because he uses the whole legal system. And I'm all for it. Get rid of all these fucking lawyers. But if we do that, we shut our economy down. All we're selling is goods and services. That's what he's going to remanufacture things. And now first he was friends with Harley Davidson. Now when they're protecting their business assets, he's an enemy. Isn't it amazing? If the president can do it, and that's what everybody else says too, the leader, then I can do it too. He's teaching me.
All right. Okay. Well, so let's keep rolling here. So so there's this is the actual document, and there's some clauses in here that you point to specifically that you think reinforce the points that you want to make, and that you think that help justify your case for dividing up the trust now. What's this other document?
I don't know. Well, see, I want to go through. Now I touched the screen and it disappeared again. It was 503 and 504. I cannot be doing that, I don't think, but maybe I am. Okay. Oh, this is a great. Why? That's a good question. Marcia Monte, Wilner Lawrence, Wilner Stephen Trust et al. This is the. I am happy to inform you that your application for the parent-child or grandchild exclusion has been approved. Notice of approval. She filed something with Gregory Smith, who's the assessor. If you have already paid the supplemental product, what's the date of this? May 25th, 2004. Somebody wrote Lake Angela on this. And that's my dad's writing, I think. So are you looking at it?
Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through it here. I'm just trying to figure out.
1993. So this predates the other stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see and so that makes me. I'm just trying to, at a very high level, understand, why this is a sort of pertinent document to the discussion. Okay.
Oh, they're gonna create paperwork, and there again, I don't know. This goes into whatever happened before.
This is a trust property. So is this an earlier version of the trust or something? And then after your mom passed away, then there was an updated trust?
I'd have to go back and redo, but
Yeah, I can't quite figure this one out because it's a little bit older document too. And then it's signed by both your mom and your dad back in April 26th, 1993. Okay.
so that is about the date of the divorce, I think. Oh, the trust. Oh, and there's another thing too. There is an account that is supposed to be the paperwork, but see, that's where it gets all fucked up. That I think they haven't administered it properly. Trust A and Trust B, and
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. There was a previous trust, and then sort of this, this updated one after then your mom passed away, and then all these assets become your dad's through inheritance, and then your dad has to rewrite a trust to then handle it after that.
and then on page 8,
So-
what's the black mark on page 8? There was something taken out, when and why.
Page 8.
8 of 60.
Here.
Oh, this is 62 pages, it says.
What section? Right there in section 3, appointment exercisable at death.
Trust. No, Article 5. Article 5. Let me slow down here a little bit, but I don't want the screen to disappear. Disposition provisions after death of deceased spouse. That's page 6. 7 is distribution of assets. 8 is page 8 is appointment exercisable at death. Number 3.
Yes, appointment exercisable at death. And there's got some, and I don't know if that was a yellow highlighted thing that doesn't show up right when copied, or a pink highlighter.
Yeah, but and that's what I do as a project manager and as a guy that finds problems. That's a problem.
Yeah, so you'd have to see the original just to understand. I mean, you can sort of almost make out what the words are below in prosperity or impropriety, or upon conditions in estates. So I don't think it was taken out. I think it's highlighted because you can still kind of read it.
So you're saying outright it says
somebody wanted to highlight that.
You're saying outright it's like the black thing that says in prosperity?
Something like that.
See, I can't. Mine is all black. Mine is all black.
Okay, no, I can. Okay, hold on. Oh, I can.
Oh,
okay,
no. When I oh wow, this is really interesting. When I put the camera real close, it's a little bit better. Wow, that is fucking weird.
Spouse outright, or in trust. Okay, or in trust. Okay, so that's the words there are or in trust. So, including state the creditors or the creditors of the estate of the surviving spouse, outright or in trust, or upon such conditions and estimates with such powers. So that's what that says under that markup.
Okay, and so what my So, I lost it. The Marcy has done all the paperwork and filed with all the regulatory agencies all the paperwork. I have been told that as the beneficiary, I have the right to question any of the trust documents and procedures and accountings. And then, so now I want an accounting and I want an audit, and that's where if I spend the time, and that's what this Peter person or whatever, I'll hire you for an audit, because just like all of this stuff, I'll blow holes. That's what I did. I did contracts for a living, and
Yeah.
and all you will do is fight about the contracts, because that's what the lawyers do. So if you're not fighting, you will solve it. She has no desire to solve it. The conflict of interest kicks in. She gets the money. I get screwed, and then we're back around in circles again.
Right. Then why? And if there's a disagreement about what's in the trust and dividing up the trust now, then it's going to take you a lawyer to be able to get that done. That's back to the beginning of our conversation, which is supposed to be Janet.
Which is supposed to be what?
Today, which I believe was supposed to be what you thought you were hiring Jonathan to do.
Well, yeah, we could get into all that. And while I got
Yeah.
you too on page, let's see if I can get it to come up. Article 7, here's a clause that gives her the right, if the value of the trust, estate, or of any segregated share held as a separate trust is determined by the trustee to be valued at $20,000 or less, then such trust may, in the discretion of the trustee, be terminated, and the remainder of such trust shall be distributed to the person then entitled to the income thereof. Oh,
Yeah.
that's another conflict of interest clause. So if she splits all this up, makes it $20,000, she can steal all the money she wants.
Well, it's saying if something's less than $20,000, she can distribute that to the designated heirs.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
it's
way I
not.
read
It's
that.
not me. It's not Tarn. And there was something else I was reading today about the new wife and stuff too. So it said something about the new wife and stuff. So that's where
Okay.
this is already a 62-page document, and
Yeah, I know that was a long document, but I think that's an original trust, and then your dad did an amended trust or a much shorter trust. After that, after your mother passed away, then basically everything became his property, and then he did a revised trust and simplified it. But before his death.
yeah, he eliminated all the attorneys. He's the same as me. Fuck the attorneys. We don't need attorneys. He went all the way to
Yeah,
the Supreme
he tried-
Court and won on bank. I'm going to follow his lead.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow what he taught me. And then, it goes into, and I tried to contact, he had his college buddy draw this up. The partner won't talk to me, blah, 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 blah. I won't get involved. And it goes back to the Jewish lawyer for $90,000. This was done in 90. Today, this should be just eliminated. And instead of her taking the money, but she has the discretion, but then I'd really have a lawsuit if she took the money, right?
If she took all the money?
Yeah, if she said, this is too small, let's distribute the assets. Oh, we're going to split it with the three of us. But then that goes against the premise of making my life what it is. But then that's my argument. That's my legal case. And especially if I end up dead, my heirs will have lawsuit against her. And then she can burn up all her assets instead of burning mine up like she wants to do, defending herself.
Well, yeah. If they were to go after it, I mean, I would think you would automatically.
Trust me, Robin will get a lawyer. Yeah, Robin will get a lawyer, or my kids will get a lawyer. They have no love, no trust, no nothing, and they will go. If there's any money, that's what people do. They'll come after Marcy and good. So she's protected by this document, but if I'm dead, she's not protected.
Yeah.
So maybe
But
that's
if
the
she were-
solution.
But if she were to, again, if there were assets below that had a value of less than $20,000, and if she were to then, sort of cash that out, whatever it is, then she would divide that money three ways. 1/3 to you, 1/3 to your brother, and 1/3 to her.
Okay, what's my legal argument in response to that? Do you want to hear it?
Go ahead.
That it's the trust is set up to benefit me and make sure I'm covered for. She should give me that money right now, and that's what the $90,000 Jewish lawyer in Mission Valley said 4 years ago.
And that's part of the premise of your sort of your starting position in your discussion on your conference call, I think.
Okay, but how long have we been?
Where you're coming from? Your goal of the meeting is you'd like to have an agreement of let's go ahead and just dissolve this thing now.
Okay, so now let's take it one step further because we're 55 minutes in a live video that I think anybody can see. I don't know. And what is their legal premise for not allowing you to be my advocate in this call?
Yeah, that I don't know. Other than it's just right now they're going to take your lawyer can take the position that I have to watch out for your your best interest and your sort of our attorney-client privilege, and I don't want to do anything that would violate or harm that.
Okay, so then again, you're clear thinking, and she allowed me. I'll find you whatever I can find, but I can't even go forward every day. The lady here just brought us towels over there. Should we fix the air conditioner? My life as a disabled individual is hard enough, and that's why this trust was set up. I don't need any more stress or pressure. I am living on reduced income of $1,500 that I'm responsible for, and if I had the property in San Diego, now I am making decisions based on the occurrences that are occurring, and she's saying she's doing no harm, and I say she is, and I want to go to court today, and all these documents. And something I already had a conservator.
Is I want to avoid going to court. I would like to figure out how we dissolve this now.
No, because the court already gave me, and I can't find out if we go into. They gave me a conservator. Conservator? No, they gave me a guardian ad litem. The court has already agreed that I am a fucked up individual, and they gave me this fucking lawyer. Now, the rest of the story is all hidden and buried. I bet you if I get one of these family rights or parents' rights or CPS, all these people, or this guy, this Lewis guy in Washington, the Indian or whatever, and I paid him the money, we could sue that attorney, that judge, in the court. Now, winning would be difficult, but they say they have a track record. And then we could sue Allstate. Allstate has the assets. Allstate fucked me. I got the $4,000 check. I never cashed that. That's still open, and they have committed fraud, in my opinion. But proving all that is very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's separate of your trust stuff, right? I mean, that's not your discussion for tomorrow or today, I guess, in your terms.
To answer your question, I don't think it's separate, but I can understand your point.
It has to do with Allstate and a whole other set of things. I mean, that's the part I was saying was that was separate. The fact that there's some history of a court-appointed guardianship, and they may even say that if you want to go that route, you need to go formally get somebody legally defined as performing that role, as opposed to just having a friend sit in on a call, trying to help, just kind of fill in, help you kind of stay focused and fill in some of the discussion points. I'm going to be really interested after you have this meeting to hear kind of how and again, you gotta really focus on the, how to, and I think you start off by saying, what your goal is you would like to have a discussion about how to end the trust. And you got to try to focus the conversation on that.
Real simple. I've taught Jonathan Allen, how much does it cost to end this trust?
Yep. And you go back to, I think that's part of your starting point. And again, you got to stay focused on what does it take, how can we come up with an agreement as to close the trust.
But I need to write this down. And Clive, see, if you were in the call, I just went. My mind just raced on 6 different things. First of all, if well, Taryn's going to be here and she can record her own thing legally. Secondly, they're going to
Yeah.
know it just like you said about Marcia Montag not copying all. So if their goal is to do the terms of the trust, then they have to concede to give me my transparency because it harms my mental and physical and my life because I'm ready to die right now.
Well,
I've thought about
that's
jumping off that
debatable.
fucking condo
They-
in Pattaya like so many fucking idiots so many times, but I'm not going to do it until I burn through my 300,000. No, I got about a $500,000. Most of it's in my possession. So we'll go back to the Jewish attorney in Mission Valley. It's so fucking
that's-
simple. It's so fucking simple. Any idiot. And so if I'm abusing her, then give me my money or hire somebody else. Because if you're not capable of doing this and you don't want the duty, you say you promised to do it and you wanted peace. It's bullshit. I call bullshit. If you're in the call, we ask her, and then we can record it, and then we take that to an attorney. Somebody, someplace, as we've agreed, we'll sue her and let's go to court. Let's get it done. I'm ready.
That's-
I'm all in.
That's all. That's another reason why they don't want other eyes in there because they want to have an open conversation, and then people are going to be reluctant to say something in a meeting in the spirit of trying to come up with closure, and because they're saying, well, wait a minute now, if I say that, and if you go down this path, that could be then turned back against me, so I can't have that conversation in the spirit of trying to come up with a solution right now.
Very good point, because that makes my brain think about this CPS, and then these fucking government employees, just like they're doing right now with my visa, they lie, and then that triggers the thought that I have a letter from the sheriff of San Diego County that says the documents don't exist. Nobody hears that, wants to deal with that, and I've said it a million times. And when I call Senator Kamala Harris's office, and I say, "What's the status?" and I copy her on every one of these, but now they're saying they may shut down my emails on my case. Isn't that fraud, or isn't that what gives them the legal right to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, their position is you're badgering or bothering them, and they can't help you or something to that effect.
Okay, good point. So then I hired Jonathan Allen to get.
That's what it sounds like. I mean,
Well, no,
that's
that's where we go around in circles again. Because Jonathan Allen says, "Oh, I don't do visas. I'll give you to my buddy." I call the buddy, and this happens with this fucking court system all the time. That's the problem. They only want the cases where where they could steal money and not be caught for stealing money. In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
So, will you? Can you try that pin and that phone number and see if you can dial in tonight? And if you look at that page, no idiot would get in a call. Jonathan Allen will control everything and all the documents and will own them. And I will get them when she quits or be fired, or I hire, or if we do a malpractice suit against her, but nobody will do that either. So I'll have to, can I file a malpractice suit against my own lawyer?
I don't know. Well, you probably could if you could ever get anybody to take it.
Okay, and then,
But again, but your point about the call-in, right? It's you say it's very clear on there. It's only, they have not given permission for anybody else to participate or listen in or be a part of that call.
okay, then I want their legal interpretation, because in my opinion, as my per attorney, and I want a decision from the court, and then that's a catch-22 in and of its own self. I want an advocate. You have, in your little bit of spare time, have helped me so much. But I have an advocate. The guy, I want to know if he's still alive. He's not talking to me anymore. But he turned it from a free advocate to a money advocate, and he pawned it out because it was too much time, and maybe you'll do the same thing. Paul Simon, he set up the arbitration to resolve it, and it was going to cost. It goes back to the Jewish attorney in Mission Valley. It's not worth it. Any idiot in our 1 hour conversation would dissolve the trust today.
Okay, well, and maybe if you could just stay focused on just talk the context of the conversation being how do we dissolve the trust? And again, she's going to have her opinion, so you got she's got to put it out there, right? But again, your goal is to have a conversation with the attorney present. Then the attorney should be coaching. But again, is the
attorney's on her side?
Your attorney? This is because ultimately it's like, so whose best interest is the attorney looking out for? Unless there's an agreement that both parties have retained this attorney to help facilitate this process.
Yeah, but then we get into the Republican Party. No, actually, she's a Democrat. She doesn't like Trump, but she's real stir. And I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. She already stole $2,000 for. We could have done it. It goes back to Marcy. There's a story when all this started. That's what happened. Marcy brought in her friend for $10,000. It cost me $2,500 in my $50,000, and I want to sue that fucking attorney. She's not going to sue her friend like I'm not going to sue.
I know. But again, I'm focused on today's meeting. That's
well, yeah, but
help coach you on.
That's the 100,000.
And at the end of the meeting, you may, come to the point of saying, so we can't come to an agreement on how to, cordially between us agree how to close out the trust, and it will then force now a legal process to be started.
Okay.
That's a potential endpoint?
Yeah, and then I'll hopefully be able to do that, and I'll just spend all my time in court from afar.
Yeah. Then you say, that's not what I want, but I mean, that may be where it goes. On the other hand, maybe there's a conversation gets to the point where, you say, look, there's clauses in here that should allow this to happen, right? And this concern about my well-being or whatever, I'm doing plenty of other things on my own and I'm doing it just fine. And this is only a small percentage of the money I'm already managing. I should be able to just handle this. Can't we just agree on that and let's just go ahead and close this out? I mean, that's kind of I think part of the position you have to have.
Yeah.
So try that, and then call me, and then I want to know.
Well, no, please. My position, and I hope you will support me, is dial in and make them kick you off. Because under the Americans with Disabilities Act, it's a simple accommodation. It doesn't cost them, either one of them, any money or problems to allow me to have an advocate listen to the conversation. And why can't I record it? Why don't they want? Because of the privacy? I'll waive that right there in the thing. And if she advises me against it, I want to know all the legal ramifications. And then we get into
But it's also her privacy. It's also her responsibility in terms of an attorney-client privilege and things like that. That's why she's saying, no, I'm not going to let you go there. Because I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know what's going to be said. And I need to make sure I keep control of it. I totally can get where she'd come from that standpoint.
Okay, I'm trying to listen and learn. So when that still hasn't been resolved. Cohen taped Trump, but that's another can of worms. Same as all the Stormy Daniels shit. They're just going round and round in fucking circles, and they have the money to do that. Even if they're broke.
Yep.
There are people that say Trump is broke. America is broke. America is broke. We have more debt than we have assets, right?
We're getting there, yeah. I'm worried about it. That's my biggest concern.
And that's what happens in Zimbabwe and all those countries. What, baby?
So what happened in the Soviet Union?
We're wrapping it up now. So can you call in at, what time will that be for you? Oh, no, that's the middle of the day, right? 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's 11 o'clock your time.
So can you call in?
So I call in, and the first question is so the confirmation, do you want to confirm then that they're saying that you cannot have anybody be part of that as part of an advocate. And again, I don't know what legal excuse she'll give, but I totally get why she won't do it.
Yeah, but I want her to go on record with you there, so that maybe you can help me find an attorney to. Well, her whole representation from day one, and now it's already. My sister talking to her has eliminated any. There's a conflict of interest in her representing me against my sister, I believe, right? There's got to be something there.
I think there is a potential problem there. But again, that's why you have to talk to her about what her role is. But I tell you how I would do it is if I had sent you the thing saying, it's very clear, it's only you, me, and your sister, and we're having the meeting. And if somebody else comes on the line, I would instantly say, the meeting is done. We've already now followed the process. Goodbye, everybody. Click.
Okay, that'll save me $425 an hour, but how does that?
That's not. You're trying to make progress. You're trying to make some progress.
Well, no, it's real simple. I'm the client. I direct you as the attorney to give me all my legal rights in a simple statement. And do I have to pay for that? How much will it cost? But that's where they get into the research. I want the cheap version, because the $6,000 version to file an extension that I didn't request. All I requested was a response to the tax deficiency, and she's going to give me all her bullshit.
Well, that's you're now getting into the work they've done for you with the disagreements about it, and she's going. I have an unknown third party now part of the conversation, and even now for my own professional protection. No, I can't allow this to happen, Steve.
Okay, then I ask her to take me to a judge as an attorney, and take me to the
maybe, but again, that's not the spirit of what you're trying to accomplish. You may get into that debate, but
no. My spirit is so clear. I'm not in control. These people that say they're professionals, that I'm abusing them and all that shit, I say it's a lie. Let's go get the legal opinion. We can do an ex parte hearing to get it immediately resolved. And if they don't do it ex parte, they will schedule it on the calendar. And my only requirement is that I'm not going to put myself in jeopardy of coming into their possession where they can throw me in jail or lock me in a mental hospital. I'm only doing it by video conferencing to protect my life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
In the big picture, yeah, that's what you're looking for. But that's not the focus of your meeting for tomorrow or today, whenever tomorrow.
Okay. I think we hit a stalemate or a blockmate.
Yeah.
Are you going to call in with me, please?
I think you got to go do it. I think you got to go do it. I think they've been very clear. I don't think you should screw it up right off the bat.
Well, no, because I'm going to. They're going to make me. Does Tarn have the right to, as my wife, to be in the room and listen to the conversation? Because I want to witness. Their way, I have no witnesses.
That because she's your wife, that may qualify her in a different context. They're just saying, we're not going to allow some random third party to just come and sit in this discussion.
Okay.
Now your wife, yeah, because you share legal rights with, they may say, that's fine. You can bring her in, and then you can have her listen. She can't say anything, but at least there's already a legal connection between the two of you.
Okay, well then now we're back in another catch-22 in another circle.
Go do the call. Focus on how can we agree to close the trust.
Okay, and I am going to record it regardless.
And you need to write that in big letters across a piece of paper and keep it in front of you. And whenever you start to go off, say, this is what I'm trying to. This is what I got to come back to. Everything I got to talk about and say today has to be totally focused on how do we make this happen. That's it.
And then I guess it's seek first, understand. Well, but now we're back in another circle.
A little bit, but but you only got limited time, right? So you can't,
Yeah, that kills me every fucking time. I will do whatever it takes, however long it takes, and so will Donald Trump. But he does it with his staff and his advisors. He walks in, hey, okay, we stopped Rocket Man. Rocket Man and I are buddies now. Pompeo, go fucking spend all your time and your money in the United States government flying over and meeting with him, and use all your staff. They got 20 layers of people. It's just me, buddy. Me and Tarn. So, all right. Thank you.
Okay, let me know.
Thank you,
All
buddy.
right.
Thanks for your help.
Good luck.
Bye.
Good luck.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
That's funny. That's over there. Rotate device.